That freedom walk I was telling you about at Sandipani, when I would walk up and down the road that connects all the buildings. When I would do that walk, I would often imagine Swami Tejamananda taking the same walk. Because his kutia was here, our son Saraswati Nilayam was here, and the gate was here. And I would imagine, I'm experiencing so much peace right now. Just looking at the parrots or the trees and the silence. And my subjective mind is still alive. Imagine when that subjective mind is gone, how much quietude there must be. How much reason there would be to smile and just be. Isn't it worth striving for? Before I came to DC in December, my sisters and I went to Ocean City. And they wanted to go shopping. So we all went to Walmart, and I had a list of things that I needed. I needed socks, I needed a travel toothbrush, etc., etc. And they went in there with no shopping list. And when they went in there, it was Acharya for them. Right? They were just so, Walmart's at their disposal. And I went in there, I bought what I needed, and I came outside and I sat in the sun. They went in there, and they came out 2 hours later and bought nothing. I was the objective mind, they were the subjective mind. Right? I derived so much peace. I got in there, transactional value, get out. But the subjective mind, aka my sisters, they were in there roaming about, want this, expect that, etc., etc. But nothing to show for it. So again, imagine that peace. On that note, shopping lists are very important. We will talk about losing weight later, but saving money, have a list. Buy what you need, not what you want. You'll save time, you'll save money. It's a great, simple technique on, again, how to save money and save time and headache. The amount of choices we have is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing. We're human beings. We have endless opportunities. But most of the time we can't choose what to do in life, who to marry in life, what to eat, what to wear. At Sandipani it was easy, right? You just wear the same clothes every day. Same different sets, but same style of clothes every day. It was so easy. And that's why we had our head shades too. It requires no effort. Just tie your shika a couple of times and be on your way. Now how much time we spend, what to wear, what jewelry to wear, what combination to wear it in. All of that is precious time that we're not living. Right? We're just focusing on how we're looking and not living. Being happy, being free, making a difference. So efficiency. The person who has that subjective mind becomes highly efficient. With realization, one acquires this one aspect called dakshata prapti. Dakshata means, and you become dexterous at everything you undertake. Because that subjective mind is dead then. Concentration, that's not an issue. Focus, not an issue. No fear, that's gone too. You become excellent at everything you undertake. How in the world can someone write like 850 books while traveling ruthlessly, sleeping 3 hours a day, writing 100 letters a day by hand? How is that possible? It's not humanly possible. I try to write. It takes me so long to write. Even to write the Vivekji takes me at least an hour an email. How much that one person can do. Look at Swami Tejamananda. Look at Swami Vivekji. All of these people. This vision. Look, Chinmay Mission started 59 years ago. How many people keep on being exposed to this knowledge? What kind of vision does that person have? We have difficulties planning how our living room will look. Where should this painting go? What couch should I buy? Because that subjective mind just steals our energy away. Dakshata prapti. There's so many secular and spiritual glories that come with controlling the mind. Athletes, we talked about running, the body doesn't get tired. It's the mind that gets tired from doing the same thing step after step after step. That's what makes one tired. The body can keep on running. The mind gets bored. But, again, if that boredom is no longer there, one can just keep on running, like Forrest Gump. Right? He had a very strong objective mind. He told it like it is. He saw the world like it is. There was no gossiping. There was no playing games. I like you, I like you. I don't like you, I don't like you. Right? You and I go about endless games, and it just takes away our time and energy and resources and so on and so forth. The subjective mind depends on objects, beings, and situations for happiness. The objective mind is independent of objects, beings, and situations for happiness. The objective mind is in tune with the self. That's real Vairagya. Not just because someone says that's the team and this is not the team. Real Vairagya is the non-dependency of anything for happiness. One is independently happy. Swatantra. Happy, why? No reason. That's my nature. Why aren't you sad? Because I'm happy. That's my nature. This person's there? That's okay. This person's not there? That's okay. You're amazing. Great. You're horrible. Great. Just that permanent smile. One becomes divine. Just like all of our saints and all of our gods are always smiling. There's a funny joke about this one boy who he was really bad at math. I don't know if you've heard this joke before, but if you haven't, great. If you haven't, great. So he was really bad at math, and his mother obviously wanted him to be good at math. He must have been an Indian mother. So she enrolled her son in a Catholic school. And so he started going to the Catholic school, and all of a sudden his math marks, they shot up. He was very good at math. And so the mother was so proud of him, why? All of a sudden, you're so good at math. And then the mother asked, and the son said, obviously I'm going to be good at math. I have to take it seriously, because if not, then I'm going to be nailed to the plus sign like that person I see every day. It's a good joke. So, real Vairagya is not depending on anything. Striving to be better for the sake of being better, not because someone instills fear or loves us or anything of that nature. Just that becomes one's nature. As I've shared this message, I can see the delight in certain people's faces and the curiosity and the wanton of such a state. So how do we get there? Sounds amazing. Let's do it. So that comes out in the next shloka, shloka 14. Pranabandhanat deenamanasam ekachintanat nashametyadaha Pranabandhanat deenamanasam ekachintanat nashametyadaha. So it says here, Pranabandhanat, by controlling the breath, this manasam, lina manasam, the mind becomes absorbed. And now more importantly, adyaha, ayadaha, the mind, ekachintanat. When the mind is focusing on the self, when the mind is restrained and is focusing on the self, then nasha. This subjective mind is destroyed. So again, when this breath is restrained, the mind is absorbed. When the mind is thinking about the self, reality, infinitude, that subjective mind is destroyed. When the mind is highly agitated, no thinking can happen. Think about when you're angry, frustrated, stressed, jealous. No conscious thinking happens then. When we're driving and we're frustrated, we don't see the people crossing the street or the lights, etc. We don't act rationally when we're subject to such an emotion. When the mind becomes a little bit more quiet, then we can start thinking. When the mind becomes more quiet, we can think more. When the mind becomes ultimately quiet, then we can start thinking very subtle thoughts. The quieter the mind, the more subtle the thought. The louder the mind, the less subtle the thought. They're inverse, they have an inverse relationship. So with that, when this mind becomes completely quiet, we stop focusing on the experienced. We stop focusing on the experiencing. We start focusing on the experiencer.